is Arukh HaShulchan Yodeh Siman Lamed Hey Sif Yud Gimel Tes Zayin. This is supplemental day 195 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi series. Yud Gimel. B'zeh she'yoseres k'she'edah, which should have any extra lobe in the lung is kosher. Omer Chazal D'davka K'dikayim B'dar D'unei. It's only when it's in the line with the lobes. But if it's out in the middle of nowhere, I guess you would say, treifa. Moshe Kosev Atur, Torah says in Tosefes, Omed B'Seder Shari Unos Klira. If the additional lobe stands together in the order of the other lobes, it's kosher. In lav treifa, now it's treif akal. Ram Perachetz Kosev the Rachmi Tovasu Klapi Pnim Arei Akshira. Only if the additional lobe is towards the inside, the lung is kosher. Bein Tosefes Ostem Kentia if the additional lobe does not ask unless it's on the other side at the back of the lung towards the ribs. Ayin Sham. The time would say this really the maskosha any stress mitareves rak migaba. He holds in conclusion of the Gemara is that the additional lobe only makes a trait if it's on the back. That's Kesef Mishnah. So the Beni Gemara Kavanah Gabadavkar, he holds that when it says Beini between the Gemara, it also means simply the back. That's like a mission the back. When anybody says if you can pass a kamosas a shadow, but he says it passes this way. It says need vasvonos when there are more lobes in their number. Imasauna he says say of the additional lobes bitzada unos is next to the other lobes or in front of the lung. Shilumas halev, which is opposite the heart. It's admissible. So Gabov, it's on the back of the lung. Shilumas themselves is opposite the ribs. I raise a treif. I kind of show that it's treif. End quote. Yudav Rabbeinu Makosav Shom Yesh Machin so Kol Yosei She'ena B'Dorei De'unei. There's those who are machin to say that any additional lobe which is not in line with the other lobes is also and treif. Chenogim Mitzvahs Mekoyim. That's the custom in several places. Last year it says the asa the additional lobe. Afilu Mikama even to the front. Beichol Mikama Mikaba Beikaba. They don't distinguish whether it's in the front or the back. And the Medes B'Dorei De'unei. Only difference is whether it's in the line with the other lobes. Well, actually, that's no, not to read it, but rather, if it's in line with the other lobes, when you inflate it, note the lakama, it inclines towards the front, kosher. Even if it's in line with the other lobes, if when you inflate it, it's not inclines towards the back, it's treifa. In our countries, the custom is to allow an additional lobe in the front. You can't deviate from the custom. End quote. What the Ramah writes requires analysis. They call according to All of the Achronim understand what he means to say is the Maskonoso. According to conclusion, according to the custom of these countries, the minig say that any additional lobe on the front is mutter there at the start. But sure, they ask. He holds the varda, the additional lobe which does exist on the front. If there's an additional one of those, it's trade. Much custom see base. The Shas with two of Rabbi Shem avoid the din echad yesh to seres. In Shas and Torah and most of Shem, it's clear that the same halach applies to seres ben bevarda ben dunos. Whether it's the varda, the additional lobe in front, or the unos, they have to decide somebody contradicts himself. It's a question of the bach and the taz and the shach. They have difficulty trying to distinguish between this and that. I also have difficult further. He speaks, it says at length, Rambam. You can't sustain the Rambam. He says like the Rambam nation, the most great Rishonim argue on the Rambam. So how can the Rambam kind of come out of left field, so to speak, and pass like the Rambam? The old question for the Rambam, it's different. My height to come out of Cheno giving system of Koimos. Last way assessing a combo. What does it mean right there? Some places, few places they have accustomed to trape up the additional lobe, even the front. This is the main issue. The cable and Shukasa De Azu Shem Yesh Machmir Lesor, and since he wrote his opinion that those who are stringent to ask Kol Sheina B'Dara Du'une, and which is not in line with the other lobes, Tavli Lomar, you should say Cheno Giving Mitzvahs and Koimos. That this is the custom in several places. In other words, what I just said, why does he repeat himself? I guess it's superfluous. But too low, you have to say. It's lesser. If I just pass it lesser. Tesla. L'chein yeh b'ay kavanah ches luto b'chol b'olav. Therefore, says the Arukh HaShulchan, there's another intent hidden in his words. Name become me Ma'arivile. Get a source from Ma'arivile, with the early Achronim, Bezel Shon Ma'arivile. His language is Ma'arivile, brought down in the Bach and Darchei Moshe. But it says in the initial lobe, Omenish lobe Dorei Unos. If it's not in the same line as the other lobes, it's all treifa. Yeshua was saying that those are to Rabbi Shema treatment. You say up. It says who say that additional lobe is treif afilu meres bedardune, even if it's in the same line as the other lobes. Shemeres mekamo, but it stands in front. Those who machshir, but even those who say it's kosher, dafka b'shom meres mekamo unos, it's only if it's in front of the other lobes. Well, I should say it this: mekamo unos. Mekamo umos, if it's in front of the umos, the lower, the basal lobes, it's treifa. The additional lobe when it stands appropriately, literally in the line of the other une, and then when you blow it up, you inflate it. As it has then this additional lobe it tends towards the back of the lung as a trefa. If you inflate the lung, then it tends towards the front of the lung. As you share, then it's kosher. Tezai. Beard bar. What he means to say is the zel milsim shit is obvious. So low machshir el rak shomeres b'darduri. It's only kosher if it's in line with the other unos. The conversation kind of put them, but there's several details about this. First of all, she claimed that's the main way which is standing because shoresh shalah, which is the root of this law. Shabagankin the shoresh unos mamish. It's actually precisely in line with the other roots of the other unos' roots. Hashem is secondly shoresh maskil lamata not shoresh unos olamala miat, and the second was that its root, which starts a little below, a little bit above the root of the other unos, because they were the une. Nevertheless, it is in the line of the unos. Nation unos hem both those habe, because the unos bloat out, obviously. V'ikula v'tara bilitos is included also within whatever it bloats out. That's, I guess, an additional condition. So I guess going to have a little bit of deviation. Not has to deviate within the line of the bloats of the unos. Its root also unos, even though it has to be in line mamish with the other roots of the unos. Okay, so it has to be below the other ones. Nevertheless, it has to be that if you measure it, you're going to find that its root is literally in line with the other roots of the unos and extended down the lung. Okay, I don't understand exactly how these specifics works, to be honest with you, but somehow it's got to be in line, but there's a slight deviation permitted within a certain margin of error, and that is basically the same. It has to be in line with the other one, so it's not like the Rambam. It can't be one which is significantly in front. Doesn't work. So he says that some say there's even it's in line, but if it's in front, it's no good. It's there betmuna hashenis, ketmuna hashenis, batmuna hashenis. The second picture, let's check what's happening. The verbal picture, so to speak. Shashoresh maschil mata, root starts below, and tzadakama next to the first one, and munachas bein darei uno. Okay, tzadakama next to the first one, next to the front, but still between the darei uno. Again, it's like a slight deviation, I guess. I don't know exactly. He's a chakomer. Shafil v'yidei asamashin. Chagam in those machshir's case ain't only mikam. It's only a slight deviation to the front. Sorry, the unos below mikam umos, not in front of the umos. That's to say the third condition which we described. It's starting explicitly, but then we said in the previous statement. I guess what he meant by the Tamura Shlishis. Did he use the word almost? I don't think he did when he mentioned them. Okay, I guess that's what he meant. That's me line with the unos and not with umos. Arukh mesh afilo menes bedore the uni mamish which gam shosh b'shem unos. It's in sync with the other ones. Come tzarich in poach arei nevertheless it's brought along. Vazi minotes b'chlol et sagabov in general it slides to the back. Gam kini treifa it's also treifa. Okay, this goes on to the next few sifim. So we're not finished with this yet. We still have to finish this interpretation of the Ramah, but that's it for today.